Hi friends, welcome to Pilates with Tal. In this video, I'm going to take you through a really quick but fun yoga flow. So let's get started. I'm going to start standing at the back of the mat. Feet are about hip width distance apart. And just start to ground your feet in towards the mat, feeling the rebounding effect through the rest of the body. So growing tall through the spine, bringing hands into heart center, and taking a really quick moment to pause to set an intention for your practice here. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let everything go. On your next inhale, we're gonna open the eyes, circle the arms up towards the ceiling, and then fold forward, let everything go at the bottom. So letting your head and neck go, maybe swinging your head from side to side, maybe you're swinging it into a yes and no motion. And hands come onto shins or just above the knees and come into a flat back. From your flat back, let it all go. We're gonna walk ourselves out into a plank, maybe lower onto your knees and find a little chaturanga here. Finding your first little back bend, so hands are under shoulders, elbows go back behind you, finding strength here. And then curl your toes under. Push into your hands to lift you up, finding your first downward dog. From your downward dog, we're gonna pedal out through the legs, finding strength here and also finding a moment to let any tension that's being held in the body just go. And on your next inhale, we're gonna pause the pedal through the legs. Push into the hands, so back is nice and strong here. We're gonna kick the right toes up towards the ceiling, and then bring the knee in towards the nose as you come forward so far that you can place your right foot in between your two hands. From here, you're gently gonna lower the back knee down, uncurl the toes, and then slowly finding your first low lunge. So your front knee is bent, your left knee is protected on the ground, and maybe reaching up towards the ceiling with your arms, finding length and strength here. Maybe coming a bit deeper, feeling a nice stretch through the left front hip, and maybe gently tucking tailbone under slightly, seeing if you feel a difference here. Wrapping your right hip in towards your left. And then we're gonna bring hands into heart center. Gently, we're gonna curl the left toes under and then step up into a high lunge. From our high lunge, also just feeling the strength of this movement. So we're pushed out through the front right heel. Right knee is somewhere in between second and third toes. Right hip is wrapping inwards. Left hamstring is reaching up towards the ceiling, and our arms are nice and strong, but shoulders aren't shrugging too close in towards the ears. Taking one more breath here, feeling the strength of the movement, and then we're gonna pivot the left foot back, finding our first warrior two. So bending into the right leg, arms come out towards the sides, and we're looking forward towards our right fingertips. Pausing, taking a breath, feeling the strength in this movement, wrapping right hip bone slightly back, pushing into both heels, feeling length into the crown of your head. And then we're gonna bend the front elbow, slowly coming forward into a side bend. From here, using your core to lift you back up into your warrior two, and then we're gonna reverse our warrior. So let's find that same movement a few more times. Just feeling the flow through your body. And maybe after your next few, you decide you don't even want to put your elbow on towards your knee and you're just twisting the arms from side to side. But that is optional, just depends what you're craving. Keeping the bend through the front knee. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Finding your warrior two again, and then we're gonna Straighten the front leg, maybe walking your back leg in slightly, and finding our first triangle pose. So bending, hinging through the front hip, bringing our right hand to rest somewhere on the right leg, and then your top arm can be reaching up towards the ceiling. You can wrap it behind your hip, whatever is most comfortable for you, but just making sure that the top shoulder is opening up towards the ceiling. Lifting back up, and then let's reverse our triangle. Looking up, top arm is lifted, back arm is wherever you feel most comfortable. So maybe it's a high triangle, and then let's find our standing position again. From here, we're gonna bend the front knee and then cartwheel the arms down, framing the front foot, pivoting that back leg so that we can step the right foot back beside the left, and then slowly lower the knees down. Find a very quick child's pose. And then come back forward, finding your plank, pushing yourself back into a downward dog, and then pedaling out through the legs here. For 3, 2, 1, left leg lifts up towards the ceiling, and then bringing the left knee in towards your nose so much that you can place your left foot in between your hands, lowering the back knee and finding your first low lunge. So uncurling the back toes, and then slowly through your core, finding a lift through the upper body, maybe taking hands into heart center. And just feel the strength of this movement here. So you're lifted out of the front hip, your front knee's bent. You can take the arms up towards the ceiling now if you're ready, and reach up through the arms. Take another couple breaths here. And then very gently, come back a tiny bit to uncurl your back toes and lift yourself up into a high lunge. And once again, just feel the strength of the movement here. If you need to adjust your stance a little bit, please feel free to do so. And then just pause, feel your breath, shift throughout your body. Feel the strength through your front heel. Push your back hamstring up towards the ceiling. And whenever you're ready, we're gonna pivot the back foot at an angle, coming into our warrior two on this side. So first, just feeling the strength of the movement, pushing out of the heels so that we can feel a nice lift through the body. Crown of the head is long, arms are reaching in opposition to one another, and we're looking towards the front fingertips if that's comfortable for your neck. Whenever you're ready, we're gonna hinge through the front hip, finding our first side angle pose. Staying lifted through the left side body, through the core. Our obliques are doing a lot of work here. And then let's come back up and reverse that warrior. So first, just feeling the movement, and then we'll go a bit quicker. So going over into your side angle pose, and then reversing your warrior, and then continuing to move from side to side in a bit of a flow. So keep going here, pairing one movement with an inhale, the other with an exhale, and then maybe you want your arms to float as you do this. So that's going to add in a lot more core work. So you choose your own adventure here. So we're here for 3, 2, 1, and then we'll pause in our side angle pose, coming back into our warrior two, and then we will straighten the front leg to find our triangle pose. So from here, arms reach forward, hinge through the front hip, and then maybe you hinge so far that your arm comes down to rest somewhere on your front leg. Top arm either reaches up or wraps around your hip. or you can place it on anywhere on your back that's comfortable. Just making sure to open the top shoulder up towards the ceiling. And then use your core to lift you back up and find a reverse triangle. Coming back up, and then we're gonna bend the front knee, finding our warrior two again, pivoting off the back foot to come down onto the mat, and then finding a downward dog. Pedaling out through the legs. And then whenever you're ready, we're gonna wave forward into a plank, take it back into a downward dog. So we're doing a couple eel waves, really articulating through the spine as we wave forward, and then using the core to take us back into our downward dog. So we'll do 3 more. Breathing. And on our last one, we roll from plank into down dog, and then walk hands and feet in towards one another, and then super slow, coming up to standing, 1 vertebrae at a time. Hands come up, overhead, and then back into heart center. Take a quick moment to close your eyes, thank yourself for moving, and then notice if you feel any shift in energy. Maybe taking a moment to revisit the intention you set at the beginning of your practice. And also a big thank you from me for moving with me.